This PhoneBuff video series is brought to you by $6 Shirts. What's up guys, David here from PhoneBuff and welcome back to this PhoneBuff style comparison where we're pitting two of the hottest Android smartphones out right now against one another in the HTC One M8 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, if you're new to the channel or don't know exactly what a PhoneBuff style comparison is, basically what we're going to be doing in this two-part video series is looking at 25 reasons why each of these phones could be considered better than the other, and that way, after watching both, you'll have a much better idea as to which one is better for you. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Reason number 1. While the spec sheet will tell you that the 5.1-inch display on the Galaxy S5 is only a tenth of an inch bigger than the HTC Ones, in reality, because the S5 doesn't have on-screen buttons, its usable screen size is nearly half an inch bigger whenever the M8's on-screen buttons are visible, which is more often than not. 2. But despite its larger size, the Galaxy S5 screen can be easier to use with one hand with the screen rescaling feature, where you can easily resize the entire screen to anywhere between 3.5 and 4.3 inches diagonally with a simple swipe in and out from the edge of the screen. 3. Another benefit of the S5 screen is the fact that you can use it even when you have gloves on, which can be a big advantage if you live in a colder climate. 4. Like I mentioned earlier, the S5 doesn't have on-screen buttons and instead has a physical home and two capacitive buttons which, in addition to freeing up screen real estate, can also be used as shortcuts with the app switcher button acting as a menu key and the back button acting as a multi-window toggle when being long pressed. Reason number 5. Speaking of multi-window, the Galaxy S5 allows you to use two apps on the screen at the same time, giving you a significantly better multitasking experience than anything you could get on the HTC One. 6. With its 16 megapixel sensor, the Galaxy S5's camera has 4 times the resolution found on the HTC Ones, making for much sharper and more detailed photos. 7. But it's not just the photos that benefit from the high pixel count, as the Galaxy S5 can also record videos at up to 4K resolution, which again is 4 times higher than the HTC One's 1080p. 8. While 4K video and 16 megapixel photos are great, they do end up creating larger file sizes, but thankfully, Samsung equipped the Galaxy S5 with a USB 3.0 port, which, when connected to a computer, not only transfers files faster, but also charges up the battery quicker than the USB 2.0 port found on the HTC One. 9. Because the power button sits at right about where your thumb naturally rests, the Galaxy S5 is much easier to turn on and off compared to the HTC One, where the power button is somewhat inconveniently placed all the way up top. Reason number 10. Love it or hate it, the Galaxy S5 is made out of mostly plastic, but the advantage of using plastic is the phone ends up being a lot lighter, thinner, and is generally more grippy than the mostly metal HTC One. 11. And on top of that, the plastic build allows for the S5 to have a removable back cover, which opens the door to Samsung's wireless charging kit that, when installed, allows you to charge the Galaxy S5 without ever having to plug it in. 12. But the back cover isn't the only thing that's removable, as the 2800 mAh battery is removable as well, giving you the opportunity to either swap it out with a fully charged spare or even get an extended battery if you so desire. 13. Unlike the HTC One, the Galaxy S5 is IP67 certified, meaning that it is both dust and water resistant, which can potentially save your phone from getting damaged due to the elements. 14. With Samsung's S Finder feature, you can search through your entire phone to find exactly what you're looking for, regardless of whether what you're looking for is in a contact, a calendar event, a notes, an app, a text message, or just about anything else you can think of, all from one convenient place. Reason number 15. So that home button we were talking about earlier isn't just a home button, it's also a fingerprint scanner which allows you to securely unlock the S5 with a swipe of a finger, and not just that, it can also be used as a password for apps like PayPal. 16. With the toolbox feature on the Galaxy S5, you can have a persistent floating menu on the screen wherever you go, giving you access to up to 5 customizable apps, making switching back and forth between them quick and easy. 17. With the Galaxy S5's private mode, you can hide just about any file on your phone, like a picture or video for example, which will only be visible to you when the password protected private mode is enabled. 18. Another mode on the Galaxy S5 is Easy Mode, which may not be something you PhoneBuffs will ever use, but it's a great feature for those who aren't as tech savvy, with it converting the phone into a super simple interface with extra large text. 19. If you ever run into some kind of emergency, on the Galaxy S5 you can triple press the power button to have the phone automatically send a text message to the people on your emergency contact list, giving them your location, a picture from the front and rear cameras, and a sound recording so that way they can get an idea of what's actually happening to you. Reason number 20. Speaking of emergencies, you might just be able to avoid one by staying on top of your health with the Galaxy S5's built-in heart rate monitor and S Health app, where you can not only measure your heart rate, but also keep track of your diet and exercise. 21. Unlike the HTC One, in the Galaxy S5 settings you have a dedicated menu for your phone's default applications, which make managing your default apps like a browser or even a custom launcher a little bit easier. 22. When you have a missed notification and pick the Galaxy S5 up, it'll automatically vibrate letting you know about it, so that way you won't have to turn the screen on and off every time you grab your phone in order to check for missed notifications. 23. On the topic of notifications, the Galaxy S5's notification shade offers easy access to up to 9 customizable toggles while also giving you quick control over your display's brightness, whereas on the HTC One's notification shade, you only get a button for quick settings. 24. If you're the type of person who still makes and receives voice calls every now and again, you'll appreciate the in-call options found in the Galaxy S5, which range from a non-obtrusive way of notifying you of a call when you're using an app, to being able to record a memo with the call information automatically filled in. Alright, we're finally here. Reason number 25. Unlike the HTC One, on the Galaxy S5, you can interact with the screen without ever having to physically touch it with AirView. AirView lets you get pop-up previews of what your finger is hovering over, which can be helpful in certain situations like when you're trying to remember which speed dial number was assigned to who, without having to actually dial it in order to find out. Alright, so that's it for the Galaxy S5's version of this video, and if you haven't seen the HTC One's version yet, it'll be annotated somewhere on the screen or linked down in the description. But before I leave you, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor for today's video in $6 shirts. So a lot of you guys have asked me about the shirts that I wear in some of my videos, like the one I'm wearing right now, or this one, or even this one, and I've actually been buying them from $6 shirts before they became a sponsor for the show, and as you can probably guess from their name, these shirts cost just $6, so if you want a shirt like this one or one from the hundreds of designs available, click on that first link down in the description, get yourself an amazing deal, and help support the channel in the process. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the very next episode.